to the Fantasy Footballers Sunday Live.
Roll them sleeves up. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into Sunday Live. What are we week 13?
Week 13.
Week 13, man. Best friend Papa Josh. Welcome into, well, not best friend.
Mortal enemy.
We are sworn enemies in both leagues right now. And league of record, we're in different divisions. We're both going to make the playoffs. I think you're locked into a bye week.
I sure hope so.
My push is today. If I 2-0 today, then I should have the bye week secured. However, in the Dynasty League, I might be knocking Josh out of the playoffs this week. Josh talked so much crap.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, welcome in, everyone. I won't just talk about our leagues. It is week 13. So much has already happened. What a sensational Thanksgiving we got in terms of football. Black Friday football? I mean, it was weird. It was a weird game of the Bears just establishing pure dominance in the running game. Weird. But we got almost everything we wanted from Thanksgiving, sans, Lamar and the Ravens pass catchers. Freaking Zay Flowers with negative points. Brutal. But anyways, y'all are here to talk about Sunday. Let's look at the big picture.
The big picture.
Alrighty. Got my handy dandy paper here. Jaden Daniels remains out. Could he be back next week? I guess that it's still insane because I can close my eyes and I can see it. I can see what happened to his elbow. Him running down, getting tackled just down to the bottom of the field, and then the elbow just going wrong way. But maybe he's back. That would be, that with the Terry McLaurin news, we could have a final closeout games or a few closeout games here for Washington. Aaron Rodgers with the fracture in his non-throwing hand, he's gonna play. Okay. Aaron Rodgers, master of disguise, Mason Rudolph, I don't know that it matters. Running back, Hampton. This one's a bit of a bummer. He is not going to play. The window was opened up this week, so it seems like he should be back. He has to be back in 2 weeks. Otherwise, they have to shut him down for the season. So perhaps he will be back next week. Alvin Kamara is out. Devin Neal, nasty boy, he is in. And here we go. Bucky Irving. He's back. Much like the injury, though, we don't have a ton of information about Bucky Irving. I did see some coach speak talking about, limited touches, limited work. That would totally make sense. So in terms of starting Bucky, it's impossible, man. It's impossible. How do you leave your star on the bench and let that happen? Let him go off while he's on your bench? Or how do you start a guy who we have no idea how many touches he's going to get, an offense that's pretty beat up? Baker is playing, but this offense is just, it's not been very good. Is Bucky the answer to those problems? I know y'all come to me for answers, but I don't have real solid answers on Bucky Irving. Right now he's in my rankings like as a borderline running back 2. But so it's like he's right around like Rico, who's playing the Rams, Jaylen Warren, who is playing Buffalo, but Kenneth Gainwell keeps stealing all these touches. Woody Marks, should see a ton of work against the team with Daniel Jones has like a broken leg. Have you seen, I don't know if you guys saw it's like he has a fracture in his fibula or something. I saw some practice reps. You're just like, even the backup quarterbacks are watching him like, my guy, are you okay? So he's gonna play. Tough dude. We'll see if he can make it through. Bam Knight will play for the Arizona Cardinals. Trey Benson is out. He was practicing and then he was not. we got some budget magician stuff going on in Arizona. I don't know if the national news is caught up to just how ridiculous Gannon is being lately, but like how dodgy and just it's the worst. But is Trey Benson? Did he re-injure himself? The actions say yes, so that we will be watching that for the upcoming weeks. Trey Benson has to be activated here pretty soon if he's going to play at all. Drake London remains out. We had a scare with Chris Olave, back spasms, but he's going to be playing. Big Marv is back, baby. His the appendix is gone. I guess the tummy's all healed up enough for contact. We shall see. Do you play Marv? Yeah, I guess you do. As like a wide receiver 3. I mean, he's got a superstar on the other side of the field now. And I'm not talking about Trey McBride. Of course, I'm talking about Michael Wilson. Maybe Marv can be better because teams have to worry about Michael Wilson. It's weird. Like I said, Terry McLaurin is playing. Io Manor for the Titans is going to play. Josh Palmer is questionable. The tight end position. Here's some interesting stuff. So Tyler Warren is going to play. He popped up with a sickness. Apparently a stomach bug, I think are the reports. But he's going to play. I'm playing Tyler Warren as usual. Darren Waller. The Walrus, baby. He is back. The options at tight end are pretty brutal for this Sunday morning because meteorologist Mike is going to step back into this room in just a moment. Okonkwo will play now, and then Dalton Kincaid. This one deserves a discussion because they did call up a tight end, and he's the afternoon game. If you are waiting and banking on Dalton Kincaid, your options are crazy limited because he is the 225 game. So you should know before, what is it, like an hour before? That's when inactives. So make sure you're paying attention if you are going to play Dalton Kincaid, if that's your plan, because your pivot options are like A.J. Barner, one of the guys from the Steelers. Playing Washington might be kind of fun. But, yeah, and then, let's see, Raiders, no. Chargers, no. Maybe Ingram or Ertz. Maybe Theo Johnson, Monday night. That one may not be too bad. With Jackson Dart being back, that's an interesting pivot should you be waiting for Dalton Kincaid. Just know that is a situation that you need to be paying attention to. He's questionable, and I think that he is truly, truly questionable. All right. Let's talk some weather, everyone. Everyone's favorite thing to talk about. So we got 2 games that look pretty brutal right now. We got San Francisco and Cleveland. It sounds, the latest updates are it sounds like it will be dry, but it's going to be cold. We're talking sustained winds at 25 miles an hour, gusts up to 35, brutal. And then the Atlanta game in New York. So I'm seeing rain, light rain at least, and then we're going to get some wind in that game as well. You can tell that some people are worried about it. Let me refresh so I get the most proper lines here. The Atlanta Falcons-New York Jets game has an over-under of 38.5 points. The Cleveland 49ers game has an over-under of 35.5 points. Not that, thankfully it's 4 teams here where there's not a lot of decisions. Like 49ers, McCaffrey, I think it saves us from playing Ricky Pearsall because I would be a sucker and I'd go right back to Ricky Pearsall or Juwan. No. George Kittle, yes, because of the landscape of the tight end position, but you better adjust your expectations and your hopes and your dreams for George Kittle this weekend. Those are the 2 guys I'm playing. Brock Purdy, I'm trying to pivot away from him if at all possible. Shador, like the breakout potential for Shador, and then he gets thrown into this situation, pretty brutal. But it's like Judkins, yeah, of course. Anyone else on the Browns? Probably not. Atlanta, at least you don't have to deal with the Drake London decision because it's already been made for you. And then, Bijan, of course, maybe Tyler Algier. And then the Jets is just you don't have to do it. We talked about on the waiver show, like Mechie he seems like he's an interesting player moving forward. Not this weekend. I wouldn't be doing it. So those are the 2 biggest weather concerns. There's other ones that are just, there could be some wind and things like that. It's been like the Pittsburgh game. We got winds over 15, gusts at 30. But I think The other two are the ones that I'm most concerned about because the people that I like their opinion, they're sort of concerned about it. So I'm concerned about it. I mean, I don't know weather. We're not a weatherman, but I got to do it. All right, Josh, is the computer ready? Has it got the info? So if you've never joined us, thefantasyfootballers.com. That's the hub where everything is. We got free rankings in there. We got a free start sit tool. When people use the start sit tool, we look at who's hot and who's not, and very often there are some players that become extremely hot, and when it comes to start sit decisions. So we will be talking about those right now.
He's so hot right now.
All right, Papa Josh, who's hot?
Man, there are 3 guys that are
Aye.
super hot.
There we go.
now. The first one,
Hey, where's the beef?
Okay.
everybody wants to know what to do with Jacoby Brissett. Man.
Yeah, I understand that.
All right, so we're going to start with him. Jacoby Brissett or Jackson Dart?
Okay. Jacoby. Wow. Okay, so both are on the road. Jacoby gets the Tampa Bay Bucks. Jackson Dart, the first game back, it was concussion stuff, so he should be right back to doing whatever Jackson Dart stuff he can be doing. He's playing on the road against New England. Man. Jacoby is just so funny because I even said it on the show. He's my streamer. I'm like, he's going to be the streamer every week until you guys pick him up and start playing him. And then I get questions. I'm like, Jacoby or Dart? I'm like, well, I don't know. Jackson Dart's pretty fun. I would play Jacoby. If I have the two, Dart has this aura around him right now of, giving us greatness again. And it's kind of been giving us that, great fantasy stuff. But so is Jacoby. I mean, Jacoby is just undefeated right now. So I'm going to be playing Jacoby Brissett against Tampa. I'm less concerned about that matchup, and Jacoby's just balling. Bam Knight is active, so what? The Cardinals can't really run the ball, and we're just hoping that Baker is okay, and he could put up some points on the Cardinals. And, yeah, that's what I'm going. I'm going to play Jacoby.
All right. How about Jacoby Brissett or Bo Nix?
Okay. Like I said, Jacoby's that's a weird thing. I like Bo Nix a lot. Bo Nix playing Washington out of the bye. Guys get that week off, get a little bit of a refresher. So I'm playing. He's my start of the week. I think that the Broncos are going to put those points up. So I'm going to go with Bo Nix.
All right, last one for Jacoby. Jacoby Brissett or Justin Herbert?
Oh my gosh. Maybe I don't like Jacoby as much as I keep saying I like Jacoby. Because Herbert's playing Vegas. Everybody beats up on Vegas. Let me pull up. The Chargers are 10-point favorites, and their implied total is 25 points. Where's Arizona at? Arizona's implied at 20.5. I think they can surpass. They'll probably surpass that with Jacoby, but I'm going to play Herbert. Hampton's not back. Kamani Vidal is – I think we're right back to Kamani Vidal is going to go right into my lineup, and I'm going to play him, volume. Sounds like he's good to go, and no Hampton, no one else to compete for touches. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So what? Who's next?
All right, we're moving to the wide receivers now. We've got Emeka Egbuka or
Emeka Egbuka.
Egbuka, sorry.
Emeka
I always
Egbuka.
mess that name up.
Emeka Egbuka.
Or Tetaroa McMillan.
Okay. All right. Let's. Emeka. I was looking for the drop. I can't find it. Oh, is this it?
Emeka Egbuka.
There it is. All right. We got Ted against the Rams. We got Egbuka against Arizona. I do have Egbuka just a couple spots higher in the rankings. Like I always say, that's not like, Egbuka at 11 and Ted at 14. That's not like the be-all, end-all. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the information and my opinions to help you make the best decisions that you can make for your fantasy football teams. If I had the two of them, I would play Egbuka. The Rams defense against Bryce is scary. I'm very interested to see what the Carolina Panthers do after last week. Do we get a rubber band back to they totally got away from what was winning football for them, which was Rico Dowdle, and play some defense. And Bryce goes out one week and throws for 400, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, no, this is our team. No, that's not what your team is now. Your team is Rico. But can Rico do enough Rico stuff against the Rams? Rico/Chuba, by the way, last week, because the touches were so limited, Chuba looked like he was getting more of a timeshare and not just a complete Rico domination of the touches. That is something to be paying attention to this week. But I would be I'm going to play Ibuka. I am concerned about Baker's health, but Baker, I mean, of all the guys who at least theatrically has shown us that he's tough, I mean, is he that hurt when he's on the field? I mean, probably. I'm not going to doubt Baker. He seems like an authentic guy for that. But that dude's tough. However, one good lick, and now you're at Teddy Two Gloves. So, which, him or Bryce, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to play Ibuka.
All right. So Drake London is out. Darnell Mooney or Troy Franklin?
So Mooney is in that weather game. Like, and Josh, you got to catch me if I start talking about a guy who's in a weather game and I forget, because it's easy to do because you just start going through the process of how they are against defense. But Atlanta Jets, San Francisco Cleveland, those are the two weather games. Mooney I'm happy to sit Mooney down because of what's going on with the weather. Reminder, it is Kirk Cousins for the rest of the season. Franklin and Cortland Sutton have been neck and neck when it comes to the targets. I'm avoiding the weather game. I think Troy Franklin's interesting this week. Like, all the Broncos are kind of like the Chargers in terms of, I know there's going to be fantasy points there. In that, is it going to Cortland Sutton? It's like Cortland Sutton and Quinn Johnston, two number one wide receivers who sometimes just the other guy shows up. And that's not dismissing Ladd at all. I'm just saying Quentin was playing like a number one guy. So I'm getting out of the Atlanta game. That one actually makes it very easy for me to go Franklin because I already like the matchup for the Broncos. Plus weather. Get Mooney on the bench.
All right. Well, you just mentioned Cortland Sutton. So Cortland Sutton or Michael Wilson?
Okay. Goodness gracious. I really like Sutton this week, and I do. I recently traded him away. I'm kind of bummed out I don't have him for this week's matchup. The Michael Wilson stuff is weird. It's weird. He's been on I think this is year 3 for Michael Wilson, maybe 4. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. How and what is this? Is this oh gosh, there was a guy on the Eagles. Was it Fulgham? There was a guy who showed up out of nowhere, put together 3 games. The fantasy players you'll know who I'm talking about. But there was a guy on the Eagles one year, and he just these 3 games were like, I guess you have to buy into this. And then he was gone. He vanished from the earth. Never did another thing again. Is that what Michael Wilson's going to do? But it's really, really hard to not just lean into that. If you're a team, how do you not force feed Michael Wilson a whole bunch of targets? The dude's getting it done. So what? It was Fulgham or who?
No, it was Michael
Wilson. I got Fulgham on the brain now. Michael Wilson or who?
Cortland Sutton.
Oh yeah, Travis Fulgham's remind. Oh, okay, Sutton or Michael. Dude, that's brutal. That is so brutal. I would, if it were my team, I would probably play Cortland Sutton, but I don't. They're two spots apart in my rankings. I don't blame anyone for staying in those Michael Wilson flames. Just let it. Do you Super Saiyan in those flames, or do they take you into burning ash? I don't know. I don't know what the Cardinals are going to do there. It's very, very strange, but I do think that Sutton has a good bounce back game here.
All right, this one just made me laugh, so I had to include it. So Michael Wilson or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Dude, that one's Michael Wilson. I mean, the guy who we're 2 weeks off, haven't seen anything spectacular from him really ever, except for a handful of games. Nothing like what Michael Wilson has put together in the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to play Michael Wilson. That's what the process is. If the results are incorrect, I will still feel good about the decision I made. I mean, when the results are wrong, you never feel good, but you got like you can't just everything cannot be hindsight analysis. You have to know why you're doing things, and honestly, sometimes people just do things on a hunch because a hunch is like the hunch stuff. By the way, a hunch is your body like putting together all the information that you have accumulated in your lifetime. So it's not just nothingness. But I play Michael Wilson. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked on hunches.
Hey, some of us are hunch players, man. So
because that's what I mean. Like it's not just like out of nowhere. Sometimes it can be, and differentiating between the like what I want to have happen hunch and the hunch of like I think this is just what's naturally going to occur. Those are two different things.
all right, moving to the running backs. These two guys are everywhere, so we're just going to face them off right now.
All right.
Kamani Vidal or Devin Neal.
Okay, I get it. I do absolutely get it. I'm gonna play Kamani here. Vidal Sassoon, so silky smooth, because I know it can happen, and it's the Chargers. It's just a much better offense. I would rather take my chance with a team that's a 10-point favorite, a running back, and they're implied for 25. Meanwhile, where are the Saints at? The Saints are 5.5-point dogs, 18.5 implied total. Like this team is just not very good. It's nice that we should be consolidated to Juwan Johnson, a.k.a. Juwanson, and Chris Olave. Again, the back. He does have back spasms. Should be okay. And then Devin Neal. The path here for Devin Neal, because they are dogs, it's those 7 targets like he got the last time we saw him play. If you get that, you might PPR your way to having a fine game. Like Devin Neal's an okay, nasty boy. But Vidal, I know it's really red light, green light for him, but I'm going to go with the team that's going to score the points, the offense that is great, and then it's like, I don't know, and then maybe even salts the game away. I don't know, but I'm going with Vidal.
All right, he's back this week. Bucky Irving or Rico Dowdle.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair because they are literally back-to-back in my rankings. I have Rico one spot ahead. If I had both of those guys on my team, oh my gosh, I think I would play Rico. The snaps, the limitations, how much we have coaches tell us this too, and then the guy goes out there and he plays the full allotment of snaps. Like Bucky Irving is so much better than Rashad White. Sean Tucker, I don't know if he's so much better than Sean Tucker because every time Tucker really gets an opportunity, he looks good. So maybe that actually works against Bucky Irving. Perhaps the team is getting more and more confidence in Tucker, and they really will ease Bucky back in. If I had them both, I would play Rico. Rico's a strong enough. The history of this year is strong enough that I can feel confident and good in that decision. Where there's a guy, or it's like, hey, Devin Neal or Bucky. I'll play Bucky in that situation. Even I don't know how many snaps Bucky's going to get. Let me find some other like Ramondre or Bucky. I'm going to go with the upside of Bucky instead of hoping that Ramondre steals more of Travion's earned and delicious touchdowns. So he seems very fragile this week, but just depends on what your options are.
All right, last one, and then let's get to the people, Mike.
All right.
Devin Neal or Tyrone Tracy?
Like down, I'm going Tracy. Tracy has looked too good. It is a timeshare with Singletary, and Singletary will get the goal line carries, which that caps the upside for Tracy. But I know that Tracy is good. The matchup is against the Patriots are a good team, but I would go that way. I'm going to go with Tracy. Are we going to? Hey, before we and I know we've ran a little bit long here, so I'll stay on a bit longer and get into these people's questions. But before we do, I want to take a quick second to thank our sponsor, Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is here to keep you fueled through Sunday football. They just rolled out their toasted sandwiches last year, but they couldn't stop there. Now, in a limited time offer, Jimmy John's is bringing you pizza sandwiches available in 2 flavors. Enjoy a melty combination of Parmesan, provolone, and mozzarella cheese spread with marinara and oregano basil on perfectly toasted French bread with their 3-cheese pizza sandwich. If you need something with a bit more protein, try the Sicilian pizza sandwich layered with salami, capicola, and ham. And, of course, spread with deliciously melted mozzarella cheese, oregano, basil on freshly toasted bread. Oh, that's good. Jimmy John's new toasted pizza sandwich is available in 2 flavors, 3-cheese pizza sandwich and Sicilian pizza sandwich at participating locations for a limited time. While supplies last, we're going to the people.
Stardom, set 'em.
All right, here we go. Ashley says Tyler Warren or Waller. I would stick with Warren. Man, there's a lot of Warren questions. I'm playing, so I'm playing Warren like I would have already been playing him. You know, guys, when they're sick, it sometimes does bite you that they are not on the field nearly as much, but Tyler Warren's a dog. And, you know, when a dog pukes, puke and rally, right? They get back up and they're right back in that fight. That's so dumb. Because it's like I got Tyler Warren or Waller here. Jacob says Warren or Juwan Johnson. I like Juwan, but I'm gonna stick with Tyler Warren in that one. That was Waller or Otten. Okay, Darren Waller or Cade Otten. I'd probably still stick with Cade Otten. The Darren Waller decision is very, very difficult. Like him, how much does he play? I mean, that dude was ramping up, and then he got on the IR. So where on the ramp do we go? Does he go right back into like where he was at the end before he got hurt? I don't think he does, but touchdowns are definitely a possibility. Let's see. Thomas wants to know Judkins or Harvey. Both are solid plays. Just in terms of volume, weather game. Remember for Judkins, I think that makes it easier for me to put Harvey in. Running backs in a weather game, yeah, they're going to get the ball more, but you know, how many punts are we going to see in that game? Probably a lot. Just overall, the offense, just they don't score as much. Even though the running backs are getting the ball, it's just harder to score. So I'm going to go with R.J. Harvey, who, honestly, this should be R.J. Harvey week. On Monday, I will be a little surprised and upset if we aren't really talking about R.J. Harvey and the great performance he put up. Let's go. Daniel wants to know Judkins or Rico in a PPR. Eileen Rico there as well for just the weather reasons that I talked about. Man, a lot of Judkins. Oh, there we go. Judkins or Justin Jefferson. I mean, I didn't say it at the top because it was the big news of the week already. But 9, a.k.a. J.J. McCarthy, will not be out. We get some guy named Max, who's going to be the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. And I think I'd play Jefferson. And if that was a full PPR, I'm going to go with Jefferson. Let's see, Michael Wilson or Bucky from P. Wall. That's a scenario where I can see playing Michael Wilson. He's heating up. We play NBA Jam rules here, and he is really, really heating up. We'll see if the team lets him get on fire. We got Zach wants to know, so Chris Rodriguez or Bam in a PPR. I think I feel more confident in Rodriguez's workload, and should they actually, I mean, the matchup stinks. I get it. It's against Denver. But if they do get an opportunity to score, it should go to Rodriguez if they get anywhere near the goal line. Let's see. Next question from Poirier. I think I said that right. It looks French. Poirier. Judkins or Huge in a PPR flex. Huge, just like Jameson Williams, could give you a lot of points. He could give you 0 points. I mean, Jameson Williams gave us a lot of points on Thursday. That was pretty fun. I'm going to stick with QJ here. The PPR certainly helps. Man, I really hope that Judkins can put up a good game. I don't even have him anywhere. It's just like we got to see something out of the Cleveland Browns today with the Shedeur Sanders start, the weather, 49ers. It's really up against them. Let's see. Folk knows Waller or Aaron Jones. Not confident enough in Waller's playtime, so I'm going to put Aaron Jones out there. Mooney or Pierce from Not Theon Reek. That Mooney's going to sit down for me. I'm going to play Pierce. Questionable at quarterback. Can Daniel Jones make it through the game? We will find out on that one. Oh man, someone said Baker or Daniel Jones. So both hurt dudes. I guess I'm going Baker because Daniel Jones is playing Houston, Daniel Jones is already just, if he were full healthy, he's not a strong play. No one's been a top 12 quarterback against Houston. That defense is very, very good. So I'll take the risk on Baker and that injury. We'll see how long whatever that pain medicine they put in his arm can last. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This one's hard. CDM tricks. Troy Franklin or Michael Wilson. I do like Troy Franklin this week, but Michael Wilson's going in for me, man. Michael Wilson. Actually, not Michael Wilson. This is up to Arizona if Michael Wilson can keep getting it done. Chopped Coop says Jefferson or Tet in a PPR. That one, Tet is good enough that I'm going to play him over Justin Jefferson this week. Taylor says Marv or Ken Bone Walker in a PPR. I lean Walker on that one. Seattle will break our hearts, and they will let Charb get a touchdown, perhaps even 2 today. But Walker should be able to get enough yards from scrimmage to overcome that. TheFantasyFootballers.com. That is where everything is. Allow myself to introduce myself. That's where everything is. The free rankings, the free start sit tool. I'm going to get in there because there's some rankings that I need to adjust as well. And that is going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. I wish you nothing but the best and your enemies nothing but the worst. Remember to keep it beautiful. Say goodbye to the playoffs in Dynasty, Josh. Bye. Mwah.